Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Robocraft, and welcome to Robo 20 in Bay 20. Yes, I've gone out and bought some more bays because we've been a little bit filled up recently with multiple robots in pretty much every bay we have, and today we're going to be doing something. Well, something I've never really tried before, honestly, sir and straight, so it's probably going to be a bit of a failure day, but I don't think it will be a failure. It's going to be a day of science, a day of learning, a day of that's not actually equal because the chair takes up 2 seats. It's going to be a day of weirdness, essentially, sir and straight. It's going to be a bit odd. So that's the middle piece. That doesn't make any sense, but that does. It's one to excellent. Okay. So today, Sunshades, as you probably tell by the title, we're going to be trying to make a tier 4, possibly tier 5 drone. The title will actually tell you exactly which tier it is. Now, like I say, it's something I've never really tried before, and it's something which thruster sticks essentially do, and the idea is thrusters for propulsion being able to act very similarly to a bomber, to a tier 4 bomber, but instead of using the usual winglets and such, we're simply going to use rudders on the back and then regular old armor blocks for the sides and everything, and that's essentially it. We're not going to use aerofoils for actual wings, foils, or however you actually want to pronounce them. We're not going to be using them. We're probably going to just use the simple rudders as our simple means of control, because we do need at least that, because otherwise we're simply going to turn out of control insanely. Now, like I say, it's something I've never done before, and there's 2 ideas I've got in my head. Now, one of them I think is how regular thruster sticks work. The other I think is a completely incorrect notion, which I'm not even going to mention. So, how I'm going to be doing this, now I do apologise first of all for my voice, by the way. I have got a bit of a bad throat, as you can probably tell. It's coming out as I try and speak. Essentially, I want this thing to be able to barrel roll when it tries to move left or right. So I want the thrusters on top to really be on top. So it kind of forces the thing to turn as much as possible. So that's what we're going to do here. Of course, I do instantly realise now this is going to make it ridiculously front heavy. So we are going to have to balance it in some way or other to counter this. So we could just simply do this. There we go. Just to, you know, add weight to the back and bring balance back to the force. So there we are with that. We're of course going to need upwards thrusters and downwards thrusters. I'm not sure how much you need of both, so that's going to be an absolute random guess, and hopefully it perhaps may, if everything and all the stars align, may actually be correct. So we're going to stick with that for now. Am I happy with that? Not in the slightest, but there we go. So 1, 2, and then have 2 on the end like that. Okay, before we could just add a weapon now. Let's add a weapon, perhaps add 2, and see just how this thing looks. So can we add these 3 tier 5? Oh, we can't because of you. Could I perhaps just put you up 1? I'm sure that would. I'm not sure actually at all how it will affect balance. So what about if I flip you instead then? Because the back is significantly longer than the front when it comes to that. Okay, so that actually does work. You know, I don't know how they're meant to look, so interesting. I don't know how they're meant to work. We're going to find out very soon, though. Okay, let's pop that there because I want to, and pop this there because I want to, and let's give it a whirl. Into the practice mode we go. Will the Robocraft gods be smiling upon us, or will they be kind of spitting on us for trying to make such an abomination? Oh lord, yep, we're still very, very front heavy. Oop, and wow, weirdly, the thrusters seem to be glitching out in terms of their looks. Does actually do what I wanted it to. We're not as fast as I would like though, and yeah, we're easy enough to control. In fact, we're remarkably easy to control. We're a bit sharp on turns. I'd actually argue perhaps less thrust, but yeah, if I wanted to do whatever I wanted to, like I wanted to flip backwards, and that's essentially the big strength of these things, being able to stop mid-air and act like a helicopter without having the silly rotor blades. So actually that's not too bad at all. The front is clearly far too heavy still, because of course I haven't taken into account, you know, we have so many thrusters on the front and the extra line of armour. So there is something we need to do about that. I'm not sure exactly what. This thing is going to be vulnerable as hell, and it's not particularly fast by the looks of it. It's very manoeuvrable though. I mean, in terms of manoeuvrability, it's certainly got that going for it. If it wants to turn, it can just go, okay, I'm going the other way now, goodbye. And that's kind of the whole benefit of it. So let's try that out. It does also dawn on me now, so interested, that in Tier 4 we're going to see a lot of rails, which I'm suddenly very scared about for some reason. No idea why. Ooh, perhaps we can add an additional 2. Ooh, could we perhaps weigh it down using thrusters? Aha! That might even increase our speed a little bit. So there we go. Try it with that. So now we have 2 extra thrusters on the back and 2 more blocks. Perhaps it will balance out. I don't mind it being a little bit imbalanced, but that was ridiculously so. It's simply... It's going to fall on its... Oh my lord, it's still doing it. Why then? Okay, so what's exactly wrong? Let's have a quick look. First of all, invisible helium. Awesome. So what exactly is going wrong here? What... Does it actually help at all? Does it help at all? Ooh, definitely helps speed. Definitely faster than it was. Actually, it controls a bit better as well, because now the back is a little bit heavier. It does seem to want the back to stick out more, which makes turning a lot easier, and also actually makes the toppling effect we're going for, the barrel roll we want our thrusters to do, it kind of negates some of that strength, which is actually what we wanted to see. So, yeah. I'd almost say this is viable to go out there now and say hello to our enemies. Maybe we even will. But I don't like how front heavy it is. Let's see. Have I made the front too long? Have I perhaps extended the armor past the helium further than I thought I had? So helium is actually here. Let's just replace it so we can actually see what the hell we're doing. So helium's there. Oh, I see. Straight away, instantly, this has 1 further out. So that's actually 1 further out. So it's not so much a weight thing. It's actually more of a centre of gravity / leverage issue. What would be good is perhaps putting blocks there. Now that should help a huge chunk. If that's causing all the problems over there, having essentially the opposite here would help quite a bit. Now we could go with shields, and I think the good place would be simply there. But I'm going to go avoid them for now, and I think, Sir and Set, we're going to get into a match, because you know why? I'm in a bit of a hyper mood, honestly. I'm not feeling very well. I'm high on caffeine and painkillers, so you may as well go absolutely insane. And apparently that's what we're doing today with this little thing. Okay, that's actually helped out a lot. It's still definitely tipping forward, but much slower than it was. Don't want to add much more weight, because obviously the more weight we add, the slower we're going to go, and we're already not too quick. We're not particularly slow, but honestly, I'm thinking most jets can probably outpace us. Oh, I love that. I love how this thing turns. Like, yeah, you know, it's on our side. Boosh, and we're gone completely another way. That is wonderful. I do see why people play thruster sticks and in lower tier they play drones. Ugh, my stammer then, my lord. But yeah, not exactly something that grips me generally speaking. Okay, we definitely need more downwards thrust. That's particularly weak, but that's not a huge concern considering how fast we can just go, and we're back to our normal size. You can almost argue that downwards thrust is actually almost irrelevant, but I think I want it anyway just for small touches, like if I just want to go down a little bit from here, I don't want to have to do a full flip, and then kind of measure it. I'd want to just, you know, press shift and move down. When it's moving, the front issue becomes way less apparent. It's bizarre. Not quite sure why that happens, something to do with momentum. I'm sure there's a very clever reason behind it, but it's a clever reason that's completely lost on the likes of me. I love how this thing slides. I'm going to have fun with this. I can tell I'm going to have fun with this. The problems are, it's extremely frail. The armor is actually 1 tier lower than it could be, and, well, there's a whole heap of issues, actually. It's just a couple of them. It's not fast enough either to really fulfill its duty. Oh, could put one there? Sadly not. Okay, well, so and so, it's back in a second of our first match of the day. Because this is going to be quite a short episode, I'm really just in the mood to play a few games, cheer myself up, and perhaps make something stupid. And I think this is certainly looking like one of those things. So, back in a second. And here we are for the very first match of our little unnamed drone. Since the last recording, well, since at least I cut the recording, most likely in editing, I have changed a few little things. I've added a little bit extra armor to the back. You probably can't tell, they are tetras. And at the front, I have added 2 tier 1 thrusters aiming directly down. The reason being, I actually want to be able to use the downwards thrust for some form of use of this robot, and honestly, there we go, look, we can rock like a pro now because of that. So, that was actually untested, so I'm actually very proud, I'm very happy that those 2 little thrusters actually make the world of difference. Now, the one thing I did just see on both teams is the extreme number of rails both teams have, which is both a bad and a good thing. Lathrix, how is this a good thing? You are a drone! You're going to be gutted by rail fire. Well, it's because rails tend to have very splayed out designs because of the nature of rails, that they are very big guns even in the early tiers. which gets punished very heavily by certain weapon types. The hint there is the explosion. Now, we're still front heavy, which is fine. Rail flyer, that's curious. Wait, is that rail flyer actually meant to be? Wow, it's actually a rail flyer. It's not even a rail landing flyer. It's actually just a flat-out rail flyer. Oh, that would have been epic if I actually hit that target. The SMG there scares me. I'm going to shoot you. Yay! We got a kill! Screw everything. We're fine now. Oop, that was terrible. Certain threats I just fired before my guns even turned at the enemy. Premature firing is an issue that lots of drones face. Research is being done for effective medication for this, but sadly, it still tends to plague people. Oh, hello. Yo, look, it's the little rail flyer. Hello. I want to see what you're like. Don't die yet. Don't be killed by our rail. I want to actually see, because I'm never going to be able to hit you, but I want to see what you're like. I wonder if that's actually viable. I keep seeing them at the moment, particularly in the lower tiers. Like, a very high number of them. Like, so much it's kind of scary. Oh my lord, Lathrix, learn to aim the gun you have. That kind of constituted for aiming. You can stop still, you know. You are a drone. Oh yeah, so I am. I'm kind of used to playing my plane at the moment. Wind just go down. I just saw a rail line. Yep, there it is. We moved out of the way just in time, thankfully. No skill involved there. Complete and utter luck. Oh, how this thing controls is beautiful. It must be said. I can understand why people use this kind of robot. I'm also very pleased to say it's not over-tiered, which makes me extremely happy. Where are you, you little sneaky bugger? I'll find you yet, my pretty. Okay, I think our team's won it, but let's see if we can actually survive till the end. We could just hide, but honestly, I want to do some fighting. I need to test this thing for limits. I don't want to hide at the very top of the skybox like a coward. I want to do this! Hello! You have a load of armor on your backside. That's really annoying. So that means my shot did absolutely nothing to you. You're trying to get a shot on me, so let's turn round. And let's say hello to you again. No, never mind, you're actually running away to try and get underneath there, which makes sense, I guess, but he's very cowardly. Come back! Ha-ha! You're nothing anymore, and I'm going to get my kill stolen. That's really annoying. This drone's awesome! Drones are awesome, rather. Not this drone in particular. I mean, this drone is pretty terrible. Ooh, hello. Oh, well, I'm about to steal a kill, because someone else stole my kill, and thus that makes it completely justified. Mine! Ha 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 ha! Lathrix is victorious again. Now, I'm going to take credit now for a name which actually a streamer made up, a very kind and lovely streamer who we all should love and admire, known as Hollywood Scotty over on Twitch. He named his first little helium bugger like this, the Floaty Boaty, and I'm actually going to completely steal this name, and I'm actually put it there, Floaty Boaty. There we go. So that's actually the name of our little creature. And, well, I'm actually remarkably pleased with it. That was a lot of fun. The controls of this certainly are very different to a regular flyer, and I'm going to have to... It's going to take a while for me to get used to them, but I'm looking forward to that experiment. Shall we do one more game, sir and sirettes? As I await your reply. I think we should. And actually, let's do this. Take away one from the front, put it on the back. Oh no, we can't put it there. That's a shame. That looks so nice there as well. Can you perhaps put a prism there instead then? Would a prism perhaps be a better... Oh, we've got any prisms anywhere? My lord, we've used actually remarkably little prisms. Can you go there? No? Okay, can you go here? Yes, in a way, you kind of can. Can you go here? No, but Tetra could. Okay. Okay, so we just add a little tiny bit of weight to the back, but the important thing is we've lost quite a bit of weight from the front. So... Oh, that looks quite nice. Okay, so let's see if this actually functions any better. Now, we could put more downwards thrusters here. No, we can't. No, we can't. Would I rather have these here, then? Yeah, okay, put all the thrusters in a little bundle. Okay, so back in a second with the second match, hopefully doing as well, if not better. That was extremely good, and I'm very pleased with how this thing works. I think how I'm going to treat it is kind of like a low-to-ground kind of fighter, almost. I don't really want it to be at the top of the ceiling, kind of just hiding like a regular flyer. The fact that this thing can flip on a dime kind of makes it better suited for kind of weaving in and out of things, and that's something I normally don't do very well. So I'm both learning the drone controls and how to do that at the same time. So it's a double learning experience for me, which I think can only do a world of good. So back in a second with the second match of the day. And we are back on the exact same map, just on the different side. So let's see how we do when the tables are turned. Now that's a very interesting looking bomber over there. It seems to be a ball of armor with a gun. Well, I'm okay with that, actually. So, what do the enemy have? The enemy have 4 rails and 4 SMGs. Now, I'm not so happy anymore. That actually scares the crap out of me. That is an enemy lineup that absolutely terrifies me, particularly as a little flyer. So, okay, we'll see how it does. We'll see how we do. We'll see if we can actually take some damage. Now, see, there's a thing. There's a thing. So, ooh. Our controls have actually changed quite a bit by those little changes to our weight. Not in a bad way, just in a sensitivity way, so I've got to take that into account when I'm actually trying to steer this thing. I think we should go the same way we did last time and use these now elongated cliffs as a bit of cover. We're just going to stick to the cliffs. Oh, actually, yeah, never mind, the controls have definitely moved in a negative way. I will be undoing the changes I just did as... Oh, hello, there's a rail up there. That's a rare sight at this tier. Plasmacopter is probably going to spot me annoyingly since it's coming to the same place as I am for cover. Don't spot me, I'm going after your rail, which means you shouldn't spot me because I don't actually know why you wouldn't spot me for this. Perhaps because you share the same hatred of rails I do as a flyer? We have a kind of flyer comradeship? Okay, we've had to be hit by a rail. No! Yes, we killed him in time! Oh, his rail just aimed at me as I killed him. A little rail there was punished for being small. Flipping like a boss there. Actually on purpose as well, which is lovely. And fire. Just about caught him. Lovely. Oh, the turning on this thing is beautiful. Okay, his guns are ready, which makes me very scared. He missed, thankfully. It turns out us being very nippy and annoying is being just that. We are an extremely annoying robot. There we go. That was an absolute brutal start. 3 kills right off the bat. We are being shot by something. I'm not sure what, though. Obviously a plasma, but where and how? What kind of plasma? Oh, damn. He's actually quite good at shooting. Both shots have been remarkably close to us, so I'm a little bit nervous we're going to be killed by a ground plasma, which would be... I think if that thing hits us, we're just dead. I think, honestly, I don't think we'd be able to recover. Oh, that was a wonderful second match. Oh, this thing is good. Oh, sir and sirettes, I have not been this happy with a robot in quite some time. I am very, very pleased with this. And I think, actually, this thing seems to handle a lot better when it is front-heavy. So, I'm going to undo the changes. You go away and go back to the front. I want the front still to be more sticky-outy as it was previously. Actually, how was it? Was it like this? But I'm going to assume it was. And if it wasn't, I'm going to blame everyone else for telling me it was. Now, can we remove 1 block from anywhere? Because that would look way better. I don't want to remove the block from the back, though. Oh, but I want it to be higher tier. Can we put maybe a lower tier block here just to look like it's there? How about the hidden green? There we go. I just realised I actually used a higher tier block to try and make the tier go down. That makes sense. Okay, well, sir and sirettes, that is the floaty boaty. 2 amazing matches. And honestly, I think we can all know that if this thing takes damage, it's most likely going to be destroyed. Though, honestly, as long as the front survives, it's probably still going to function. But if the front gets blown off or the rudder... Actually, how does it function? Before we stop, how does the robot function if it does lose its rudder? Let's pretend that somehow the rudder got knocked off without any blocks being destroyed. How do you... Okay, that's how you function. Okay, yeah, it just doesn't function without the rudder. The rudder is what is the stabilizing force of the bot. Now, you can use it still, just with a lot of skill and precision, which I am lacking. Oh, Lord, yeah. Okay, yeah, you can use it, you just can't use the upwards thrust at all. It's simple as that. Because for some reason it tries to ride itself up, so you just need to use the downwards thrust. So, the rudder is actually arguably the most important part of the entire robot, because if that goes, we're dead. Well, that's it for now, sir and sirettes. It was a bit of an experiment, I enjoyed it, and honestly, I think this robot may stay in our collection for some time, because that was just really, really fun. How this thing handles is like nothing I've had before. Let's put it back into practice now we've put the rudder back, and of course, repaired the changes, as I do my famous, concise, and amazing ending speech. We fly normally now again? What's with the thrusters doing that weird little dance? Yeah, that's much better. Okay, yeah, it's back to its normal self. Wonderful. Look at the turning circle on this thing. It's just phenomenal. It's just if you want to go one direction, you just turn, you go. Oh, actually, I want to go the other way. Well, goodbye. We're now going the other way. Actually, I want to land on you. Oh. Oh. No one loves me. Do you want to stand still? We can stand still. Ooh, certain threats. Is it worth perhaps putting a backwards thruster on this thing? Because I think it probably would be. Did I mention I'm happy with this robot? I can see what I can see why people use thruster sticks in the higher tier, which essentially have the same control scheme, just much faster, and with much more complexity in the thruster placement. Essentially, it's the same thing, just we made this more boaty. So and threads, thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed this episode and are enjoying the Robocraft series, of course, likes, favourite shares, all that good stuff really helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows me that Robocraft is still a series you are interested in seeing on a regular basis. So thank you for watching, do take care, and I do hope to see you next time. Have a lovely day, week, month, year, or however long it will take before I see you again. Toodle pip.